linked it to the legislation. And that's why he spoke with some passion about that. And I don't think any member, and I need to check the record, but I was in the chair at that time, I don't believe any member said that they had a particular interest directly relating this bill, but acknowledged an interest in the dairy industry. I think Ian McKelvey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given the recent point of order, I'll very quickly take the opportunity to declare my lack of interest in the dairy industry. And at the start of this process, I did have... at the start of this... Mr. Speaker, I've only got a couple of seconds here. At the start of this process, I did have an interest in the dairy industry. Mr. Speaker, I no longer have one as of the 1st of June. I just want to take this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, and I guess it saddens me to think that we had to listen to what I can only think is a scurrilous attack on an industry that served this country amazingly for 100 years by the Green member who spoke earlier. I think it's a shame when we have to put up with that sort of stuff. I accept that we don't all agree with things, but there's no need to attack an industry that served our country in the manner that has. Mr. Speaker, this, surprising as it may seem, is probably the most important piece of legislation that will go through this House in this term of government. When you think of the contribution that this organisation makes to New Zealand, the fact that it is a creature of statute, we have no choice but to re-regulate it. That's how the system works. It will have a massive impact on New Zealand's dairy industry, on New Zealand's future. So having sat through the Select Committee process, I spent a lot of time getting myself confident and comfortable with the fact that this is the best possible solution for the New Zealand dairy industry in general. And the reason for this being the best possible solution is that if we don't make progress, I said I'm satisfied myself, if we don't make progress in life, we go nowhere. It's time for Fonterra and for the New Zealand dairy industry to take the next step. The last 10 years have been hugely successful for the industry, and I think that will continue. So, Mr. Speaker, I have no problem supporting this bill, having given it a great deal of consideration, and I think that the Select Committee did a fair bit of work on that as well. So, Mr. Speaker, I have no problem supporting this bill as it goes forward in the House. Thank you.
Honourable David Parker.